259-1343, or you can email them at support@thedotexperiment.com for a free consultation. Don't waste your money buying tech stuff and tech software that you don't understand and don't know how to use. Contact the Dot Experiment, the professionals in fixing all your stuff, man. So before you buy that cell phone, before you get that computer, contact the Dot Experiment. It's the only way to go. I'm telling you, that's how we rolling over here.
Give it to me, do it to me, give it to me. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. The way you make me.
Do you like music like this? That's right, I'm asking you. Do you like music like this? Then why have you not been to Sophisticated Saturday as yet? That's right, each and every third Saturday of the month, we call it Sophisticated Saturdays. Where we keep it at? Caribbean Live TV Studios. 6254 Memorial Drive is the only place to be each and every third Saturday of the month. So if you want to celebrate your birthday, if you just want to come hang out and have some fun with grown people having big fun, Sophisticated Saturdays is the only place to be. It's brought to you by yours truly, DJ Reds, and my boy, Mr. B. Sophisticated Saturdays, every third Saturday of the month, 6254 Memorial Drive is where the grown people go and have good, clean fun. Every third Saturday of the month, man. The way you make me feel, I'm just going to have fun. I'll see you there. Sophisticated Saturdays. I got you. It's all about Caribbean International Shipping. That's right. Do you need more information on shipping your items to the U.S., Southeast region, or to the Caribbean? Have you ever heard of Caribbean International Shipping? You shop, they pack, and ship. They also offer residential pickup services. Support our business, like, share, and call. For your barrel shippings, let us know. The number to call is 470-718-9675 on WhatsApp or 770-323-1111. Caribbean International Shipping, the only way to send your stuff to the islands.
My God reigns. My God reigns. Our God reigns. Our God reigns. Lord, you reign above every name. Yeah. Sing my God reigns. My God reigns. Sing our God reigns, y'all. Our God reigns. Sing Lord, you reign above every name. Come on, say with power and majesty. Power and majesty. Dominion, authority. You reign. With power and majesty, dominion, authority, you reign. Come on, let's go right here. Oh, sing my God reigns. My God reigns. Sing our God reigns. Our God reigns. Tell him, Lord, you reign above every name. Yeah, my God reigns. My God reigns. Sing our God reigns. Our God reigns. Lord, you reign above every name. With power and majesty. Power and
Hallelujah. Welcome, everybody, to another intriguing episode of Voices Behind the Mask. The talk show, that talk show where we unmask real people with real stories that are intended not just to impact, but to transform your life. And like we always say, this is your season to go, to grow, and to glow in your purpose. I'm none other than your host, Alderine Foot, the pipper, that person that push people into their purpose. Good morning, everybody. We really apologize for being a little late this morning. We do apologize, but life was lifing. All right. That is all I'm going to say about that. But I really do apologize for that. Good morning, Linda Hunter, Adassa, Roxanne, Corrine, everybody who is on with us this morning. Start sharing out to everybody that you know so that they too can jump on. I realize that I actually have 9 people that are on, but I'm only seeing the names that I've called so far. So what I want everybody who is on this morning to do is to drop your name in the chat and where you are tuning in from. All right, just drop your name in the chat and tell us where you are tuning in from. Yes, we want to hear the countries that you're coming from this morning. And if you're in the United States, you can tell us the country and the state. As a matter of fact, wherever you are, Jamaica, tell us the country and the parish, any country that you're in, whether it's a state, a parish, whatever you call it, let us know where you're tuning in from. All right, so we can know everybody who is on this morning. So this morning's show is going to be a little different. All right, it's going to be a little different. You know that I speak a lot about purpose. That's what I talk about. I say a lot, but a lot is a good word. I speak about purpose, and I strongly believe that everybody, and I speak about this in my book as well, about your preordained purpose, that something was placed inside of us at birth, that God placed something inside of us at birth. And I am elated to have someone in the studio with me this morning. And what is so interesting about this person is that we realize that our gifts are just so similar. And I want to talk a little about that before I introduce her. A lot of times people are not able, and we have an event coming up because I've collaborated with 2 other dynamic women. And you'll hear some more about that later on in the show. But especially as women, we don't know how to clap for each other. We don't know how to clap for each other, especially when we see someone who is shining in the same arena that we are in. And so a lot of times when we see that, we don't support that other person. But guess what? I'm making a difference this morning. I have with me this morning Mrs. Anne.
Whatever you want.
Anne Christie. Let me see if I can pronounce your last name. Gillahue. All right, help me out.
I know people always butcher it. Guillaume.
All right. So it's Guillaume. I hope I remember that part. I keep remembering Anne Christie. I love that. I love your name, by the way.
Thank you.
It's really pretty. Yes. And I'm going to tell you a little about this lady, all right? She's also a purpose coach as well. Oh, Lord, we have so much in common. It's just so funny. We have so much in common. So, Anne Christie Guillaume.
Yeah, you can say Anne Christie.
Anne Christie is a professional development teacher. She shows what shifts can be made to get a life of ease and success. She did not always start out as a teacher. She has a bachelor's in mathematics and economics and holding an associate degree with the Society of
Actuaries.
Actuaries. She spent most of her career as an actuarial consultant, helping managing multinational employee benefit liabilities such as pension plans. Throughout her career, she has gained a robust training in putting up and managing efficient project management systems. In her professional career, she's a strategist, looking for the most efficient way to accomplish things. She loves to make things easy for herself and for others. She has a passion for building systems that work, and she put processes in place to better support work streams. She enjoys the process of consistently increasing efficacy and creating better outcomes for everyone. She has been studying the field of personal development for decades. In college, she was coaching people towards better emotional and intellectual understanding, optimal decision making. She have also made an impactful transformation in her own life. For instance, she used to be a heavy smoker, and through careful planned strategies, she was able to quit and never look back. She's completely wired from this bad habit. She's completely unwired from this bad habit. At one point, she was even awarded a personal development award by the firm she was working with as a consultant. She pulls from various experiences into the first. She has a course, by the way, and so she pulls from various experiences for this course. Outside of work, she can be found in the gym or doing yoga. If not, it might be in her kitchen. She enjoys cooking, feeding her family. That's awesome. She loves music, and she's an avid dancer. At events, she's the girl on the dance floor. Her love for dance has led her to have an active social life. She loves to travel and breathe in different airs. She enjoys the beach, lakes, rivers, and she's deeply in love with the water. She's very close to nature, and the sun is generally where she's the happiest. And that is what we don't have in common.
Right. We were just talking about that.
Yes, we were just talking about that. We're both island girls, but I do not like the sun, and I do not like the beach. Fortunately or unfortunately. All right?
I don't know, Alderine. How can you not?
I don't know. I go to the beach, but I go to the beach when the sun is down, and I'll go to the beach, and I will. I went to Jamaica recently, and in December, and this is what I do all the time. So I was with some very close friends, but they have never seen me at the beach. So when I go to the beach, I sit on the beach. I'm nowhere near the water. But then you will see me with pictures either close to the water or in the water. That's a moment. And when I say it's a moment,
A short moment.
it's
just for the cam.
literally a moment just for the cameras. So I'll go into the water and I'll take all these beautiful pictures. Yeah, I stand on the beach and I'll pose close to the water. But yeah, that's it. That's it. Welcome.
Thank you, Alderine. Thank you so much
welcome.
for having me. Thank you for us to finally do this. We've been looking.
It's
to
a long
schedule
time
this.
coming.
It's a long time, but we made it happen. We made it happen.
We did. You know, it is so. I just love to connect with like-minded people, and you know, when I went on your page, not your page, your website, and I realized that you and I are trotting literally the same path.
Yeah.
You are so passionate about getting people to walk in their purpose. And so you have a course, and you have a personal development course where you help people to grow
That's right.
into their purpose. And so this morning, people, like I said, this is going to be a little different because we're going to be bouncing off each other.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to be I'm going to be interviewing her and she's going to be interviewing me. So I'm going to tell you how Voices Behind the Mask usually starts. So we have what we call dodging questions.
Okay.
All right. So these are the questions that we hope that no one asked you before.
Okay.
So that is why we call it dodging questions. So you have dodged those questions.
Okay. Oh.
So we usually, I'm like, yeah. I usually ask people about your childhood, about things that you like and so on. So you have a Haitian background.
Yes. Born and raised in Haiti.
All right. So I've never been to Haiti. Right. And especially now with so much negativity in the news, we're not going to talk about that. But what are some of the memories, the good memories that you have growing up in Haiti?
Thank you for that question. Most of my memories growing up in Haiti are great because the energy that's in that island is unique. And every single time I step onto that island, I am a different person. This island made me who I am. I used to feel like I was on top of the world. I was living next to the mountains and the beach and the good people and the food and the food and the food.
And the food is good.
And the food and the music and my family. And, this is what shaped me. But this is also what limited my beliefs as well. Living in the Caribbean, sometimes you think that some realities are the reality, but then you forget to realize that it's the limitations of your country that's reflected in that country. And when you step out, you realize that some of it was probably a bit of a lie, right? Because of the corruption, because of the poverty, because of everything that's actually happening. So it's almost like a paradise in disguise. You
Wow.
see? So I was living the great life, but when I stepped away, I realized how much of it was sheltered and how much of it was to the detriment of other people, because there's a lot of poverty. There's a lot of people suffering, even more so now than before. And although before it was already bad, it was already unacceptable. So yes, I had a great childhood in there, but then when I recognized that not many people can say that about Haiti, I have to be cautious.
And it's good because a lot of times, and it's just like Jamaica. Recently there was some negativity in the American news about telling
Yes,
people not to go to Jamaica. And it's good because it's good that there are some people who don't listen to what is going on. Because I remember watching YouTube and there was this guy and he was showing, I don't know if you follow Woodima, but I follow him. He's an African and he goes to different countries and he promotes the African culture.
Okay.
And so he was in Jamaica and he was highlighting, everything. Like he was in Kingston, he was in up in the hills of Kingston, he was in downtown Kingston, he was on the streets, he was in Montego Bay, he was all over. And I was just following him all over Jamaica.
Yeah.
And so there was this American who now comments on Woodima's videos and he was saying, wow, I need to go to Jamaica. Can
Yeah.
you imagine?
Yeah.
Don't listen to mainstream media
Yeah.
because here they are telling you this and this is not really real. So it's the same thing that you will find that you'll hear these negative things about countries. And what I say to people all the time is that negativity is everywhere.
Yeah.
Even in the United States where we live, there are stuff going on. And like I said, I'm not one to, that's not what I do. You know, I talk about purpose. I don't get into,
Politics.
you know, yeah. And I don't get me wrong. I'm aware of everything that is going on, but that's not what I deal with. And so you have to know what, you have to have a tunnel vision when it comes to what you deal with. And it's true. So it's really good to hear you talk about Haiti in that light.
Yeah.
Because you have heard so much negativity. So
Yes.
you want to hear about the positives, you know.
Oh, yes. Like, I've traveled quite a bit, and I still cannot find the beaches better than Haiti's beaches. I'm sorry, I went to Jamaica. I love Jamaica. I love Jamaica. Jamaica is my second home, okay?
That's
if
all
I
right.
wasn't Haitian, I would be Jamaican.
All right. That's a good thing. All right.
But our beaches are beautiful, but it's unfortunate that we're not able to exploit them in the way that a country with beaches like that would exploit it, right? You have America that has beautiful beaches, but not quite as beautiful as the Caribbean. Yet they're able to exploit it, but not us. So, these are, sad things when you think about, but they do remain hidden gems, right? They do remain virgin. They're not highly processed.
So
Like
they're
they could-
still, yeah. And that's a good thing too.
Yes, it is.
Because most of our beaches, are now developed.
Yes, they're developed. They're like, you have huge buildings and you have, it's over processed almost, and you're losing the charm a little bit of the beach itself.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you a question. So you were also raised in Jamaica.
I was.
Growing up in Haiti, I didn't have any visibility of the Caribbean. The only place I knew, the first time I've met a Jamaican was outside of Haiti, in Canada, of all places. Why would I go all the way to Canada? But it shows you how we are not necessarily connected in the Caribbean. Very seldom can you find a flight to go from Haiti to Jamaica. Every time there's a flight like this, it doesn't last long. After a few months, it gets shut down. So there's a way that we're not connected. So you were a young girl growing up in Jamaica. I was a young girl growing up in Haiti, but we would have never met each other if we were not here in
We
Atlanta.
weren't here in Atlanta. Yeah, that's right.
So at what age did you come to Jamaica? Did you leave Jamaica?
I left Jamaica in my 30s.
Okay.
Yeah, because I came here and to teach, really.
Okay.
And so I taught in South Carolina for 6 years
Okay.
before moving to Atlanta.
Okay. So it probably also means that you had some opportunities in Jamaica. We actually had some people go to Jamaica to go to the university in Kingston, in New Kingston. So there
And
was
that I didn't
always a lot
know.
more opportunities. And there's a great, I'm an actuary, there's a great actuarial program in Jamaica. Jamaica is the only country in the Caribbean, last time I checked, that offers actuarial science. So quite a few people went there, and some Haitians actually did go there. But in Haiti, we don't even have that. We wouldn't even be able to attract anybody into our universities. So for me to hear you say that you left at 30, you probably had some opportunities to develop in the
I went to
country.
university. Most of my education was in Jamaica.
See,
So I went to Teachers College in Jamaica. That was 3 years. I went to university in Jamaica. After that, and then even my postgraduate studies
was in Jamaica.
I did in Jamaica.
Wow.
Because I also have qualifications in human resource. I did all of that in Jamaica.
Wow.
Before I came here. And the good thing is, and I say that too, that a lot of people don't know this, and that sometimes when people come here with your like if you have certain degrees, you can, and a lot of people do not know this, you can get jobs with your degrees.
That's good. So it's
But
known.
there is a process. There is a process, and a lot of people do not know this. So I have seen like a lot of people who come here educated, and most of these people end up becoming home health aid workers. And I'm saying there's so much more opportunities out there. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. People do make their money. But I'm saying there are a lot more opportunities out there. And a lot of these people are educated. And so you can do a verification and evaluation. A lot of companies here do that. And then what they do, they see if your degree is compatible with the studies here in the United States. So it's an academic evaluation. And so a lot of times the studies, whatever you have studied, whether you have a master's or so on. So a lot of people are here and you're utilizing that same master's they came with from Jamaica or wherever they came from with it. I have worked in the school system with, good morning, Jackie. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody who is on Facebook. I've worked with people from the Philippines. I've worked with people from India. I've worked with people from various African countries. And all these persons gain their academic qualifications in their own countries. But when they came here, in order for you to teach, you have to do what is called an academic evaluation.
Yes.
You cannot start teaching before you do that. To get into even universities, you can do an academic evaluation, and if it's compatible, what they'll do, they'll bump you up. So there's so much that people don't know. And by the way, people, you might be wondering where we're talking like this, because guess what? I said she and I have the same skill set. So we're bouncing off each other this morning. So you'll be hearing her interviewing me and I'll be interviewing her. She'll also be reading my bio. It's going to be a little bit different this morning, because when it's important that we can cultivate each other. We can help each other to grow. So like you and I keep saying, I've said this over and over to you, you don't see this. When somebody like me meets somebody like you and say, man, this lady and I have the same skill sets.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to interview her because she's going to show me up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, like I said to you, and I'm saying this to everybody who is listening to us this morning, there is a big cake out there. I work at Toyota, and Sakichi Toyota, who founded Toyota, he said, open the window. There's a big world out there. And I love that. I love that because for me, it's saying exactly what I've always said, that there's a big cake and there are enough slices for everybody. So even if you see somebody doing what you are doing, your destiny and their destiny is not the same. Who you are called to talk to, I can't speak to them. I don't speak French. So when you are able to speak to anybody, say for instance, I'm just using that as an example, the people you're going to reach, I can't reach them. And so that is why it is so important for us to pour into each other, to help each other to grow. It doesn't matter where we are. That is why that is so integral. And if you want to hear a lot more about this, you need to be here on the 11th of May when we have the clap event. We need to start clapping for each other, especially as women. We need to start clapping for each other. And clap, the acronym CLAP means Celebrating Ladies Advancing in Purpose. And Ann Christie is going to be here as well. Go ahead.
No, this is so fantastic. And that's what we were speaking about a little bit this morning. I love how you say that there's a slice for everyone, right? If somebody knows mathematics, right, and numbers are infinite. There's no finish. It's not finite. So there's an infinite abundant amount of resources out there, and we can all tap into it. The way I love to explain it is nobody can be better than Alderine. You are already the best version. You can only be the better version of yourself. Nobody's competing on your lane. Your lane is meant for you. If you don't step into it, it's just going to stay and overgrow weeds on it, and that's it. Nobody can step on that path because that path is yours. And I think when people can have that confidence that nobody's going to walk on your path, it's up to you to step onto it. And as long as you don't get on it, it's just going to stay there waiting for you.
That's yours.
You never miss the boat. You never miss your opportunity. It's always there. Every single day that you wake up and that you breathe, you have an opportunity to step on that path. And I think that's the beauty of it. And I think when we were speaking this morning about, well, why is it that people sometimes don't support each other? You know, we are all imperfect humans, and envy and jealousy holds people back. And I think we need to, instead of stigmatizing, because it is a human feeling, it's a human emotion, let's try to understand it and see how we can help and support people get out of that feeling, because I think all of us will at some point have that feeling. Is what we do with it. If my jealousy prompts me to destroy Alderine and to pull Alderine down, then I have not learned a lesson. The jealousy is simply an indication that there's something inside of you that you have not tapped into yet. Envy is simply a signal that life is telling you, hey, there's a place about yourself that you're not honoring. And then if we
That's
learn,
powerful.
yes, if we learn how to transmute those negative emotions, we don't have to run away from negative emotions. It's just a signal. It's like when you see the red light, you don't run away from it. It tells you to stop. So envy and jealousy, instead of judging ourselves and hating ourselves for feeling them, it's about saying, there's something inside of me that needs to come out. I saw Alderine today and I saw how great she looked. I loved her energy, and it made me feel some kind of way about myself that made me want to project negative energy towards Alderine. But if I take a moment and slow down and say, there's a part of me that wants to shine just like Alderine, and that's what was echoing inside of me, that wants to come out, that I'm not letting come out. And when we learn to interpret our emotions in that healthy way, we are effectively able to grow as a human being. And it doesn't become a question of me destroying you, because that's a scarcity mentality. Oh, if she has it, let me take it away from her because I don't have it either. So nobody's gonna have it, right? And then so I think, when we think about things that way, we have a little bit more self-love and self-compassion for ourselves and for other people. And then we have less of a desire of self-judgment. Nobody wants envy. Nobody wants to feel envious. Nobody wants to feel jealousy, but we feel it. And I think we need to start normalizing those feelings. So, when we're going to go into the clap event, I recognize that in women, right? I've recognized that sometimes if I walk into a room in a certain way with a certain confidence, I recognize who it rubs the wrong way.
Yep.
But it's not because they're bad people. It's because there are unhealed places inside of them, which we all have, that they are not aware of, or they have not taken the responsibility of yet. And when those feelings overwhelm them, I've seen people walk away. They're not able to sustain the light that some other people carry. And these are the things I think we can talk about during our clap event that we're talking about today, of course. But in our clap event, to help empower people, because I think a lot of times, I don't know if you've noticed that in a personal development journey, people who are into personal development sometimes maybe tend to make others feel bad about themselves, because, when you got it, they're like, but, I don't have it. That's what I want to change. I want to empower everybody because I don't have something that you don't have. I simply tap into Source. Source is out there for all of us. I know how to tap into Source, and I want to teach other people how to tap into Source. If you see me walking up in a room with all the confidence in the world, it's simply because I tap into the Source. I don't have it inside of me. None of us have anything. God gives us things that we connect with, and is developing that ability to connect with that, I think, is what's important.
And what I call that is our preordained purpose.
Exactly.
Because the word of God says, I knew you before you were conceived in your mother's womb.
Yeah.
And so God knew everything about you.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you this question. Why, you could ask me the question too if you wanted, but why purpose? Why getting people to align to their purpose, get to find who they are and fulfill that preordained purpose that God placed inside of them?
What I say, so my platform's name is called the School of Superpowers. So if you guys want to check me out, I'm on Facebook, IG, I have a website, the School of Superpowers. One of the things that I say is that your soul will never be at peace if you do not give it what it needs. And it is aligned with what you said, that preordained purpose. It was put inside of us. it will never let us be content if we do not fulfill it. So I think that is something that we all need to seek, is to align with that purpose that God gave us. And that is why I created my course. I wanted to give people actionable tools, things they could effectively do in order to realign with that purpose. I think a lot of times I hear, the Tony Robbins, all these people who talk about purpose in a really powerful way. But oftentimes I hear people, I get motivated, but then I walk away with no effective tools. What do I do with that? It's a feeling, but I don't have, I'm a mathematician, so it has to be clear, cut, step by step by step. Step one, you do this. Step two. So I use my mathematical skills to put a system together that will allow people to effectively construct and unveil what their purpose is, so that they can see it, recognize it, and then align with it. But then you and I, when we met, we connected with purpose, right? You said purpose, I said purpose. I said, wow, we're all doing purpose. What are the tools that you use? Because me, I know I created Your Pathway course, which is a tool that people can use to find their purpose. What is it that you do to help people find their purpose and realign with them?
So I usually just do my talk shows. So there are a couple of things that I'm working on. I have a program that I am working on currently to take into the schools, because I want to start. There are two things that I'm currently working on. I don't talk a lot about the stuff that I'm working.
Well, that's good that
I'm
we're
not-
talking
I'm not
about
going-
this.
Yes, but there are two things that I'm working on. I have already started contacting some school districts and so on, because I have one program that I have for students, especially those kids that are struggling with behavioral issues, to guide them or redirect them. So I have that I'm currently working on. Like you have already started, but I recently wrote a masterclass for adults. So those things are things that are currently in the pipeline for me. But I've always talked about purpose, but for me, it was, how did I get to where I'm at, even though I was going through so many painful experiences? And that led to my book, Broken But Not Shattered, A Journey of Intentional Shifting from Pain into Purpose. And so this book, chapter 1 and 2, speaks about my own journey. Because how can you pour into people and say, walk in your purpose, if they can't see? So what I do a lot is exemplify the journey. And then from chapters 3 through 7, those chapters now gives individuals nuggets. This is how you do it. Just like you're saying. How do you...
Concrete steps.
Right. How do you... Like I have a chapter. Stand in your pain and thrive in your discomfort. So I was... in that book, I targeted people who are going through painful experiences. So how do you still walk into purpose when you're going through pain? And this book was birthed because a lot of people were always asking me, how do you do it? People don't understand, because people see me out there, I'm smiling and everything, and it's a genuine smile. I'm happy because I'm doing what I love to do. But how do you do that when you are dealing with so many other things? You know, when I wrote my book in the midst of pain.
You know, great things always happen like that through pain, right? The caterpillar transforming into a butterfly.
That's it. I talk about that, and I talk about that in my book. But it's in a different sense, where I talk about the dinosaur, about change, the dinosaur versus the butterfly. Yeah. Because the dinosaur becomes extinct because they're not willing to change. And the butterfly
I love that.
transforms
Into something,
right, because they're
yeah.
willing to embrace change, embrace
Yeah.
transition.
Yes.
And so these are the different I don't want to use nuggets, but right now
Let's go with it.
That's
Let's go with
that's
it.
popping in my head. These are the different nuggets that I leave in my book for individuals. And then at the end of every one of these chapters, from 3 through to 5, 3 to 7, there is a journal. So the book now becomes personal. So now if you read a chapter, then you are able now to do a self-reflection to see where you are at and how then you can transform and move forward to the next level. So, that is what I did with my book, because a lot of people are always looking at me and saying, because a lot of people write books when they're through, when they have walked through the pain,
Yeah.
when they have gone through the situations. But God asked me to write my book when I was going through. There's a part in my book when I spoke about, you look in the refrigerator, there's no food. I literally had none. I was shopping at the Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
That was dinner. That was my meals. I could go to the Dollar Tree with $5 and that was dinner. So a lot of people didn't know you could get grocery at the Dollar Tree, but I had to learn that you could get grocery at the Dollar Tree. I had to cut off every single thing in order to focus on paying my bills that I had in Jamaica. So I didn't have internet. There's a school behind my house and my church was in front of my house. And so when I came into my living room, I was
use the
getting,
Wi-Fi
as a matter
from-
of fact, when I started Voices Behind the Mask, I never had internet. So as I was in my living room getting internet from the church, and when I got to my bathroom at the back, I was getting internet from the school.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people who write books, they write it after they have gone through.
Looking through it in the rearview mirror.
But I was in the midst of it, and God said, write this book in the midst of your pain, because people need to understand that when I smile, it's genuine. I'm not putting on, because when I come and I talk on Voices Behind the Mask, I was enjoying what I did because I was walking in my purpose. So what I needed people to understand, that you can walk in your purpose even when you're going through pain. But what I tell people, what I call it, I said, no, I've just coined that in the last maybe a couple of weeks. I call everything around me fluff. I had to learn to drown out the fluff. I mean, fluff means every single thing that is coming at you. You have family members dying. You have no money in your pocket. As soon as you get your salary, it's gone. You're single. I tell people, I protect people. I said to somebody the other day, I protect my family now, not as my husband protects his family. But I protect what I have, because I said, people don't know the days when I lie on my belly in South Carolina, praying before God, crying out to God for the husband that he gave to me.
Yeah.
Literally tears flowing down my eyes, because I said, God, I don't want to end up alone. I need a husband. So when God sent me that husband, I'm going to protect what I have against any outside forces with everything that I got. So all of that was pain. And in the midst of that, people were calling me. I had to be praying for people. I was in my church. I was running for God. I was doing everything inside the church. I was doing everything. I was in everything. I was a youth minister. I was a Christian education director. I was on the board at the church. I was working at the district level in my pain. But God was growing me, because I allowed him to use me and grow me even though I was going through stuff. So my approach, so I just and that's why when I actually went on your, I'm saying, wow, I said, I might be behind you, because I'm behind you with the stuff and you never know, we might end up collaborating on some of the stuff that we're doing. And I love
that's step one. That's
I'd love to collaborate
step
with
one.
you with some of these stuff that I'm doing, because I see where we can work together.
Yes.
And that's one of the things I've realized now. I've always supported people, just support them. push people in front of me. If I have a friend who is doing something, I push them in front of me, always supporting them. But now I start doing more collaboration than anything else. So you see the clap event coming out. This is not me. This is me, Marcia Parker, and Candia Ortiz. So I am working with people who are out there walking in their purpose in different arenas. So that's basically, you know, I do so many things. I wear so many umbrellas, and every single thing that I do, I enjoy. I have a job that I enjoy. I have businesses that I enjoy.
But you see, I think that's where people get missed. So now you're talking, you're passionate, clearly walking in your purpose, clearly in the flow. And so many people would look at us and say, I don't even know what I want. I don't even know. I don't really, really know. And I found that to be so prevalent that I would watch people say, yeah, walk in your purpose. It's so great. And I'm like, but what is my purpose?
How do you find it?
How do you find it? And I recognize that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to say, okay, let's take a step back. If I had to teach this to a 5-year-old or an 8-year-old,
How do you do it?
how do you do it? Because a lot of people are lost even there. Some people, they were born and they knew, I'm a musician. And people like that, we look at them, we expect them to be successful. Because like, well, you've known this is what you've been wanting to do since you were a child. Of course you're successful. Me, I don't know. That's why I'm not successful. These are people I wanted to reach. People who had this type of confusion. People who had a sense, but not really. Well, I know I like this, but then I'm not sure what to do with it. I'm not sure. I just don't know. So let me just stay stuck in this job, in this career. And again, at the School of Superpowers, we say, your soul will never be at peace if you do not give it what it needs. So you might have a high-paying job, like I did. I had it. You will not be happy. You will not be fulfilled. You will still feel like something is missing. And then so I wanted to create a tool to help people actually determine what it is that they actually want. Are we going to take a break? Are we flowing too much? We're going to take a little break. Okay. And I wanted to help people figure out exactly how to determine what was coming, what was inside of their hearts. So Alderine, when you say preordained purpose from God, you know what you're talking about. We are at a different level. I wanted to go even lower so people could see and unveil what it is.
We're about to wrap up, but you use something very powerful too. You said the soul, and your soul is not going to be at peace because your soul was created by God.
Exactly.
The soul is a spirit man.
Exactly.
And the spirit man, Pastor Carlene, is coming on next. And this is one thing that she has always said. The spirit man never sleeps. So even when you are asleep, the spirit man does not sleep.
Yeah.
The spirit man does not sleep.
Yeah.
And so it is, we are talking about the same thing.
Yes.
You know, because God placed that spirit man inside of you. And then the word of God says, you have the Father, you have the Son, you have the Holy Spirit. And the Spirit, it said the Spirit, the Holy Spirit is going to bring you into all truth. And so your spirit is going to be uncomfortable because in as it relates with the purpose that God has placed inside of you, it's not walking in its truth. So the Holy Spirit is always going to nudge you to walk in your truth.
That's right.
But this conversation
It's really good.
It's just
We
really
could have done another
powerful.
hour.
No, we are going to do this again.
Yes, we have to.
We are going to do this again.
Yes.
When we'll have to sit and figure it out. Like I said, I see us working together, and I'm already excited. And I say this a lot. Like a lot of people come on and say, I see us working together, and I started collaborating, and with these people on so many different levels. Like I say, a lot of stuff that I do, it's not everything that you can come on here and talk about. Some of the things are things that you just do outside of the praying eyes of the public. But we are going to work together.
Yes.
We are, let me say this in the affirmative. We are going to work together. It's not we might work together, but we are going to be working together.
And we're going to make sure that people find their purpose.
And we're going to make sure that people find their purpose.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. I just love work. I just love, connecting.
And transforming people, seeing the light turn on in their
Oh,
eyes.
girl.
I live for that. That's my
Listen,
drug.
When I see people doing what they're supposed to do, it just makes me so happy. It's
Me
like
too.
it's like your child has won an award.
Yes.
Again, I just like to say to everybody, I know this show feels a little short, and it is. We are going to have part 2. We're definitely coming with part 2. So for everybody who came on this morning, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all for joining. Like I said, the clap event is coming up on the 11th of May. It's a pre-Mother's Day empowerment and networking event. So if you, everybody needs to come out. Everybody needs to come out and connect. We're going to be having vendors. We're going to be having giveaways. We're going to be having food. We're going to be the works. And the event is free. So come out. Come out. If you're a vendor, you want to be a part of this, get in contact with us. Our information is on the flyer. If you want to be a sponsor, get in touch with us, because we are still looking for some more sponsors. So we need sponsors, we need vendors. Please contact us. It's going to be an awesome event, and this is just one of many more to come.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, I'm looking forward to have you. So again, Anne, thank you so much. Thank you
you for
so
having
much for
me.
being here, and for every single viewer out there. Remember that it is your season to go, to grow, and to glow in your purpose. God is in the story. God is in your story. Take us out with that song, right?
With the hand grace and endless love, dusted off and picked me up, told my heart that hope is never gone.